Good morning, family. Welcome to today's Lessons for Life. Today is Thursday, December 11, 2008, and today we're reading Exodus chapter 23, and it's kind of like yesterday's chapter. There's very a lot in this chapter, so you really do have to, I encourage you to read the entire chapter 2 for yourself and see what you get from it, because I can only touch on a brief portion of it. But the part I want to talk about is where the Lord is speaking and says, "Behold, I send an angel unto thee to keep thee in the way." And I believe this portion he's talking about Moses, who's going to really show them the way that they should go. And he goes on to say that if they obey his voice and listen to what God will speak through him, then God says he's going to make their enemies his enemies, basically. And their adversaries will be his adversaries. So now this actually goes into, again, showing the relationship or the partnership that we can have with God as long as we obey his voice and are on his side, as we talked about a couple of chapters ago with Lessons for Life. But as we have that partnership and we're on his side, then the things that come up against us are not just coming up against us, they're coming up against us and God. And if you know you're on God's side, then you know you're going to be victorious. So that's such a powerful lesson that we can learn from this chapter, and I believe really throughout the Bible. And one of the, I feel, more important lessons, period, that we can go throughout the Bible, and something that needs to be repeated over and over and over again. We've learned before that repetition is the mother of learning. So as we keep repeating this lesson and keep going over this lesson of how we are in a partnership with God, then it is really a vital lesson for us to learn in life, and it will get embedded in our spirits, embedded in our minds, so that as we go throughout the day, we'll just automatically know these different challenges come up against us, that we have a partner who is the Almighty God. And that just makes everything that much more easier to deal with, to tolerate, to handle. Even today, myself, I was kind of feeling there were so many different things I have to get done, I have to get accomplished. But when you sit back and you remember that you're not doing these things by yourself, but you have a partner, and your partner is God, then it makes everything a lot more easier, and you just really put things into perspective for you. So that's, like I said, one of the greater lessons I believe that we can get from even reading throughout the Bible, and something we're going to keep repeating, and just so it really gets sunken in of just the relationship that you have with God, that you can have with God, as long as you, as it says in this chapter, obey his voice and follow his commandments and know that you're on his side. So then everything else would be that much easier, just knowing that you have a partner who's greater than any challenge or any obstacle you may have that comes up against you. You have that like in your back pocket, so to say, but you have that partner of God. So that was the part I wanted to take out from this chapter for Lessons for Life. Like I said, there's a lot more in this, so I encourage you to read it through for yourself, but really about that relationship with God as you obey his voice, and that your enemies will be his enemies and your adversaries will be his adversaries, because he's partnering with you. And, well, you're partnering with him because you're obeying his voice, really. So that's the right way to put it. And that's it for today's Lessons for Life. Like I said, that's a vital lesson that we're going to keep drilling in throughout Lessons for Life, because we're going to keep seeing it throughout. And we need to really understand the relationship that we have with God, and really just live by that. Live by that every day as we go throughout every challenge, recognizing that partnership that we have with the Almighty Father, as long as we obey his commandments and we're on the right side. So create yourself a wonderfully blessed day today. Remember your partner as you go throughout whatever challenges you have for today, and we'll talk again tomorrow.